All right, if you're an introverted person that is a little bit nervous about stepping into this dating world, you clicked on the right video, because in this video, I'm going to break down why dating apps are dangerous for introverts, the types of people that we need to avoid when we are dating. And lastly, if you stick around for it, I'm going to give you my best recommendation of what we should do when we are dating, what we should be doing instead of relying on dating apps. Because here's why dating apps are not great, all right? They are, for the most part, fake, and they are for fake people, because we are all putting together this avatar that we are trying to attract somebody into. We are putting on photo filters. We are, embellishing our height. We are putting up photos from ages ago. We are writing silly things in these prompts. We are trying to give people this perception of us that we want them to know. It is manipulative, and it's just inherently fake. And these dating apps are pretty much like scratch off lottery tickets. There's always another one on deck. You scratch one off, loser, scratch one off, loser, scratch one off. Hey, I won $20, scratch one off, loser, scratch. There's this addiction to keeping it going because there's another one on deck. And there's usually two sides to the dating app world. You're either on the side of desperation, where you are just swiping yes on everybody just to get some sort of interaction, or you're on the flip side where everybody is swiping yes on you. So now you have analysis paralysis. You have thousands of options. And both cases are not great places to be in, and neither of them are really going to give you the best energy to move forward to actually dating somebody. Because the people that are coming from a place of desperation, and this is where I was, when we get that match or when we get that date, we can get so lost in the fantasy, like, oh my God, this person's so hot, so attractive, and, they like going to concerts, or they like this or like that. We know like maybe 5 characteristics about them, and we're like, oh my God, we got a winning lottery ticket. We got a fish on the we got the hook baited, we got a fish on the line, and we're trying to reel it in. And then all of a sudden, when we're building up this fantasy before we even meet the person, we're like, is this the one? Did we get the winning ticket? And ultimately, it doesn't put us in the best state of mind, because instead of sussing out, is this person right for me? We're thinking, are we going to be right for them? And that brings me to the flip side. When you have all of these options and you are just going on first date after first date, eventually your spirit is just going to get whittled down to the point where before you even go on the date with somebody, you're already mentally preparing for the next first date with the other person that you have on deck. You can get so drained from having to do it over and over again that your energy, you're not even taking this thing seriously anymore. And so while dating apps could be a great way to get introverts out of the house, to get us out and interacting with people, depending on your location, it's not a great way to start a really committed long-term relationship, because it is, quite frankly, just not a great energy. You're starting it out from a place of manipulation, from a place of addiction, and from a place of validation and fear of rejection. You really have to be so confident in yourself to put yourself out there and maneuver in this dating app world, because most people are out there playing games. And this brings me to who we should avoid in the dating world. And it's the same type of person, but they can show up in two different ways. And the person is the rusher, the person that is rushing into a relationship. And they show up in two different ways. Sometimes they'll show up in a way where they are upfront and they're like, I want to be in a relationship. I like you. Let's go to my cousin's wedding together, even though we've only known each other for 2 weeks. They're going to show up in that way where they're almost trying to push you out of the nest before you're really comfortable with it. But the other side is the person that tells you that they're not ready for a relationship and they maybe want to take things slow. However, their actions are speaking differently than those words are indicating. Meaning they are, showering you with gifts, taking you out, treating you like you are their partner, yet they don't want that label of relationship. And these are both of these actions are in a way love bombing, which is like this key word or buzzword that everybody is throwing around. But it's because the dating app world has so many people on deck, it feels like you need to trap somebody sometimes. And some people want to trap people and be in a relationship with them. Other people want to trap you and make you feel like you're in a relationship with them, but they really want to also play the field and not have anything serious. And the moral to that story is you got to trust your gut. If you're an introverted person, one of your most powerful tools is your intuition. So when something feels off about somebody, you have to be able to take a step back. You have to be confident enough in yourself to know that something is not right. Something's not adding up with this person. I'm going to take a step back. Figure out how we can communicate with that. Figure out exactly what it is that is off about that person. Hey, you're telling me you don't want to be in a relationship, but you're buying me presents for my birthday and you're doing all this stuff and it feels like I'm in a relationship with you, even though you don't want to be, what's the deal? Figuring out how to have those uncomfortable conversations is going to bring you a long way as an introvert, even though it might feel incredibly scary. And last thing I'll say about this, do not try to discredit your intuition as you being anxious or afraid of commitment or afraid of abandonment or rejection. You have to know when it's your mind or your gut telling you that something is wrong. I am telling you, a lot of introverted people are bypassing their gut because they're thinking, oh, maybe I'll give them a chance. They're seeing these red flags and they're like, oh, well, maybe I'll give them a chance. Maybe it's just in my head. You have to be able to trust your gut and walk away when the time comes. I gotta be honest with you, especially if you're in the dating app world, there's gonna be a lot more losing lottery tickets than there are going to be winning ones. All right, you made it to the last part of this video here, and I want to talk to you about what we can do instead of relying on these dating apps. These dating apps might be fun for getting us out there to bring us out of our shell, to get practice and reps dating somebody. But honestly, the work it takes to get a match with somebody, to chat them up on the app, to get their phone number, to see if they're trustworthy, to schedule a date, all of that while they are continuing to swipe and swipe away, it's tough. So what we can start doing instead, honestly, I think we need to go old school, man. We have to get ourselves out of the house and take any excuse we can to put ourselves in a social situation. And I know this is the last thing that introverts want to hear is we have to leave the house. But I think when you can get yourself into a place where you are comfortable, it's a place that you like to be, if it's a concert or, a yoga class or the gym, somewhere where you feel like this is a reflection on who you are, a place that you like to be, keep your head up and see who else is there. That is your real world dating app. Who would you swipe yes and swipe no on? And honestly, instead of looking at people as potential partners, just start with friends. If you're struggling to approach people in the wild, I know it's so scary. I'm right there with you. If instead of thinking I want this person to like me, or this person is so attractive, I wonder if they find me attractive, instead of coming at it from a romantic angle, try friendship. Try friendship. Try to get to know the person first. And if you need practice on this, you have to start with people that you're not attracted to at all. Just start approaching and talking to people that you are not attracted to. That'll help calm your nerves down. And then when you do find somebody that you think is attractive, instead of trying to laser in on getting their number, getting a date, this and that, just try to talk to them and have a good interaction. See if there's somebody that you would be friends with. Because honestly, dudes, growing up is realizing that you don't just want a girlfriend or a boyfriend. You want a best friend. That relationship that you build, if you want to build a long-term relationship, that person really has to be your best friend. And in order for them to be your best friend, they have to be your friend first. And to be honest with you, the dating app world is more often than not people that are saying, who can I tolerate? Who can I tolerate for a while until they get on my nerves and then I'll go on to somebody else? A relationship is finding somebody that's going to be your best friend. It's not just going to be somebody that you think is attractive and you can tolerate them enough so that you can, keep banging them. We have to be elevating our consciousness a little bit when it comes to relationships. It's not just about banging and finding somebody attractive that you can tolerate. It's about finding your best friend. So on that note, I got this video up here, and this is a video on just a social hack that you can do to start becoming more outgoing, to start becoming more comfortable approaching people. I break down some stuff in this video. And if you are an introvert and you're just feeling down in the dumps right now, I'm right there with you. And that's why I created this video. This is why being an introvert sucks right now, and what we can do to sort of pull us out of this dark place that is the 2025 post-pandemic world. All right, I'll see you in those next videos. And if you dig this one, give me a comment below. Ask me a question. If you have a question about dating or anything like that, shoot me a comment, ask me a question, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative.